Okay, friends, I'm trying to document a lot of what's going on. Not really even for you guys, it's for me. Like this is my diary, this is my therapy. I know a lot of people are saying you should go to therapy for your past trauma. Yeah, I'm just not, I don't even know if I'd talk there. I'm talking like this is my diary and you guys are my support. Like, here's the thing about commenting. Everybody, I want you to comment on all my videos. It's really nice. But when I'm feeling like I want to give up, I go to your comments that are so nice and so loving and so encouraging. And it just makes me keep going. So thank you. Your comments mean the world to me on these videos. And I digress. Look at my hair. It looks like my hair looks better. My skin looks better. I had a really big win today. It's personal, but it's life-changing. I don't know if I'm okay to talk about it right now. Maybe in the future. It's not what you think. It's not anything anybody would ever guess what it is. Because it's that awkward, it's that embarrassing, it's that uncomfortable. And I don't have that issue anymore. Oh my gosh. It's just like, oh, I feel so awesome about it. Little wins like that are awesome. And I had a nightmare last night that I stepped on the scale and it went down. Like, it went down significantly back to normal. And I was like, no. So that mentally was like, yeah, you are going to do this. You're sticking with it. And a part of me that really wants to stick with it is the women that, a man hasn't reached out yet, but women who are dealing with being underweight and being scared to even start gaining. One of them is worried because I worked with her in the past. Her whole family is obese and she's just worried becoming obese. And I said, honey, we're eating steak, we're eating chicken, we're eating eggs, maybe some cheese. We are not going to become obese fueling our bodies well. And I just wasn't. I just realized with this big win that just happened, how my body was shutting down. Like the question my best friend asked me if I wanted to die, I was killing myself. And I get really frustrated because I know this. Your bone tissue, your bones, your heart tissue, your liver, like your skin, it's all made up of protein. It is literally protein. And when you don't eat enough, especially protein, and I was focusing on protein, but I just didn't eat enough of it. You literally those have to survive in order for you to live. So it takes your muscle and breaks down the amino acids so it can repair your heart, because it's always breaking down. It's always turning over. Your lungs are always turning over. Autophagy is always happening. Your skin's always shedding. And this is why I'm not a big fan of fasting. I don't recommend fasting, extended fasting, unless someone has cancer. It could be a tool to use. But when people do these extended fasts just to lose weight or whatever, just think about that. I know, love Dr. Fung, but he says, you don't break down your muscle tissue if you do it his way. Yes, you do. It's just biology. It happens. Your muscles or your organs, your heart tissue is just always kind of shedding, right? And so you eat protein to have the amino acids. It's like the building blocks for that. And if you don't eat that, you're fasting, you're just drinking water maybe, You have to break down your muscle tissue in order to keep staying alive and rebuild your heart. And I knew this, yet I failed to give myself enough nutrients. Look, it even took muscle from my face. Like, you guys see it. Like, my face looks totally different. It's like totally sunken in, you know? My body needed to take care of the essential organs. I'm just a little frustrated that I let it get that far. And like I said another time, Craig's like, I wish I would be more assertive sometimes. And I said, honey, like, it had to come from here. It had to come from me. You couldn't force me. You could have put me in a hospital for like an eating disorder, which it wasn't. I just didn't eat enough and it went too long. You know, everybody's like, you got to go OMAD and all this. I don't OMAD at all. I eat 3 meals a day, sometimes 4. I had to want it. Even in a setting, in like a hospital setting, it would be like, whatever, I'm not listening to you. It had to be me. Speaking of Craig, some of you ask about a relationship. I met him when I was 17 years old and he was 26. Could you imagine anybody with daughters out there? I mean, I was so glad I have boys because like I would have freaked out if my daughter would be dating someone that much older than her. You know, I was still in high school. But I think my parents like him better than me now. No, he's just, you guys see him. He's just the sweetest man. He's very quiet and very shy, super smart. If you watch other videos, listen to Craig talking about insulin and fat loss and all that. Yeah, we know how to lose fat. That's not the problem. I just need to make sure I fuel enough. But we've been married for 24 years now. This August 11th is our anniversary coming up. This year, we'll probably just be at home. It's a Monday. We probably won't even go to dinner, which I don't mind. I love going on a bike ride. Our coolest anniversary was 4 years ago. His Lyme disease really took over his body. And it's not that he didn't try things, but Lyme disease caused his immune system to be so weak that he ended up getting ankylosing spondylitis. And if anybody knows what that is, it doesn't know what that is. It's where your joints, the car coming, calcify and you become basically stone man. And so if you see him, he's going to be speaking in San Diego this August and Tennessee in September, I believe. But his neck is totally rounded, and that's because it's all fused right there. He doesn't have pain anymore, but the damage has been done. I think like he hasn't had any more progression, which is great. So he usually walks for an hour with our little dog Bella, which I'm very proud of him because he was bedridden for a while. Couldn't get out of bed. But we've been through a lot. Adoption is a whole nother story that we've been through and just makes us stronger. He's such an awesome human. But yeah, that's kind of our story. August 11th. Yeah, we'll just be probably riding bike, things like that. We are going to speak in Egypt and then South Africa and stop in Rome on the way. That will be our big celebration. And I plan on doing videos like this. I used to be so, I don't know, shy, like if I would do this in public. I don't care anymore. I am too old to care, right? I think like we get guts as we get older and we just say things and do things that, I mean, here's another funny thing. So I feel that I love sauces. Sauce can make a dry fish tastes better at a restaurant. It can make a steak taste better. It can make everything taste better. Shrimp. So if you go on one of my retreats, I guarantee you I will be pulling sauce out of my purse. So I put it in this like Ziploc bag and I pull it out and I use sauce, because if you use the restaurant sauce, it's going to have sugar, probably seed oils. You know, mayo's not even safe in my idea. Some people don't mind that, but my sauce is better, it has more flavor. And I would be so nervous that a waiter would see it, or someone at a table next to us, and Craig's like, who cares? Are you ever going to see that person again in your life? And I'm like, you are right. Who cares? So, yeah, who cares? But you know what, people? I said this before, but I thought my joy was gone. I really thought my joy was gone. I found my joy. And I was so nervous on what's going to rain on me. I was so nervous about getting back into strength training, or like, can I do it? Because I was always a runner and I don't want to start doing that, but I do want to be strong, and I loved lifting weights in the past. Oh, I just get like a high. Like, I love it. I'm replacing the scale weight high, which a lot of people they messaged me that seeing the weight go down on a scale is definitely a high. I replaced that with my strength training high. So I'm just grateful for all you listening and stuff. I have so many stories to tell if you want them. But today was a big win, and I just wanted to share that with you. Thanks, everybody. Here comes Kai. What are you going to do, Kai? He's going to go fishing. Everybody loves Kai. He has the best personality of any kid I've ever known. Don't you, Kai? You got style, don't you? You got a good personality. You're fun to be around, aren't you?
Yeah.
Super fun. You going to go on the dock?
Yep.
Cool. We talked to the boys about what I'm doing, the video and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I said, you know, in the past few years, Mom has lost a lot of weight. And Kai's like, yeah. And it just made me love him. You know, he wants me healthy too. Love you, Kai.
Love you.
Okay, friends, here is meal number 1. Like I told you, I'm like a dog. It's going to get real boring watching my food. But I'll make it interesting by teaching you how to make it. So we have filet and scallops and my morning supplements with the carnivore steak sauce. And then this is where I get them. Get them from Butcher Box. And then I divide them and I count about 8 or 9 out, put them in Ziplocs, and then put them in the freezer. And then this is their filet that I like. It's an 8-ounce filet. And then I just take one out every evening, so it's ready in the morning. And if you order from them now, I think it's free ground beef for life. So I'll have that in the link below, because I don't like going to the store. I'd rather work out instead of being under fluorescent lights and things like that. It's just not fun. And maybe tomorrow I can teach you how to make scallops, because did you know scallops have a foot? Yes, there's a foot that you have to remove before you make them if you want a really delicious scallop. So, bon appetito. So I do red light. Not every day. I switch off front side, back side, but the protocols are different. But I want to tell you, so many of you know I always wear sunglasses outside because I had that eye surgery I told you about, the lens insert and then LASIK, and it just has made me more sensitive to the sun. But red light, oh my goodness, like I'm so much more, I can go without sunglasses. I'm just used to wearing them all the time now, but yeah, red light, the benefits are awesome. Some people will tell you to wear goggles when you use red light, but the studies show that it helps with your eyesight and it's making you less sensitive to the sun. So, do you do red light? I'd love to know, like, what do you think the benefits are? I think it's pretty awesome. I'm waiting to do our sauna until I've gained a little bit more, because last year I was doing sauna, and when you're that low on body fat, it's hard to balance your electrolytes, and yeah, I had massive headaches. I didn't feel good. I couldn't get enough electrolytes. I was just doing massive amounts, and it still didn't make me feel great. So I'm doing red light, lots of benefits with that without any loss of fluids. And if you're interested in the one that I'm using right now, I have 4 panels put together. I'll have that in the link below. It is a rainy day, and my son Kai is such a rock star. He helps me out with all my YouTube videos. He's my taste tester. I love my kids so much. And he asked for barbecue. He loves barbecue, so I'm at Old Southern Barbecue. We're gonna pick up some ribs, smoked chicken, and what else? Oh, smoked chicken wings. So come check this out. Old Southern Barbecue. This guy's awesome. We're just getting the chicken, some wings, and they have really good brisket. Do you have any fatty brisket?
Fatty brisket?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that too. That's really good.
Not a problem.
All right, barbecue for lunch, people. We've got some ribs that are delicious. We got chicken wings, and we've got smoked chicken. You know I love the smoked chicken. I do take the skin off, but I just don't like flabby skin, and that seasoning is just too much for me. So, bon appetito. Okay, friends, we are selling our RV. We use it maybe once a year, maybe. Go to my parents' cabin and that's it. We don't camp anymore, and yeah, we're selling our camper. We don't use it. It's really nice. I think we only used it 4 times, so it's super nice. And if you're interested, just message me for the details. I mean, you got to come here in Wisconsin and get it, but it's really, you know, you can come check out my house. So maybe I'll cook dinner for you. An RV, it's awesome.
Oh my gosh. So much for the great moment. Does it taste good? Don't eat off the knife.
Kids baking competition. And Micah, what flavor cake did you make?
Chocolate.
Chocolate with what kind of frosting?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. And are you going to do anything with the decorations?
I don't think so.
No,
Just frosting.
Just frosting? Okay. Now, Kai, what kind of cake did you make?
I made a like yellow.
A vanilla cake, maybe?
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah? Okay, friends, I started cooking and I was like, I should show you what I'm making. So my kids' favorite meal, or was for a long time, we call it lasagna. It is not lasagna. It is ground beef. We're going to do a big batch. We used to even make a bigger batch because they would eat it so much. And then we're going to saute that until the beef is brown. You can drain it if you want to, but this sirloin, it's nice and lean, so it's not super filled with grease at the bottom, which I do not like and I will never like. Saute that, which I'll show you, and then you only have to add 2 more ingredients if you count salt. Okay, this was a staple in our house because it was super easy to make. My kids, this is actually their responsibility. I just did it for them really quick because I wanted to show you how to do it. But first of all, your teenagers should be helping you in the kitchen. Nobody knows how to cook anymore, and they can ground beef really good. But they loved it. They said it tastes like pizza in a bowl. According to my mom, they're just eating spaghetti sauce, but it's really good. And we just would keep this pot in the fridge, and then they could just put some in a bowl and heat it up, whether it be over the stovetop or microwave. This is just some Redmond real salt. You could use one of their fancier salts. We usually drain it a bit, but there's not a ton of grease in the bottom here. I'm just gonna stir that up, coat everything. And this is on my blog. I have a blog with thousands of free recipes. I've been blogging since blogging first started. This one's on there. It's called Italian chili instead of lasagna. They call it lasagna. And then we just add Primal Kitchen. Now, if you don't have any marinara sauce at home, you could use, ouch, that's hot, tomato sauce and Italian seasoning. It's totally fine. There's no judging in my kitchen. You do what works. So we're going to do that. I'll probably add a little tomato sauce because this is a little pricey. I do love Primal Kitchen. There's no sugar or seed oils in their sauces. I'm going to add a little stevia glyceride. Oh, sorry, it's 3 ingredients. That's optional, but it makes it a little sweet, like pizza sauce, like they said. I'm going to stir that up. And don't forget, free ground beef for life. Let me tell you, Butcher Box has saved me. I don't like going to the store, partly because I would rather be outside walking or paddleboarding or biking. We'll have to show you some of the biking that we do. I am going to add some tomato sauce because they like a lot of sauce in there. And I'm just going to, you could take it off the simmering right now, but I'm going to let it simmer for a little while. And then it's ready. I mean, how easy is that dinner? So my goal is not only to do like a diary for myself, I'm doing a diary, or I'm doing some educational stuff for you guys, because this is just super simple recipes that you could have for your dinner, for your lunch, and it's really good. Don't forget that link for Butcher Box will be below. Free ground beef for life. Check it out.
Hey Mom, I heard you wanted to gain some weight. All I do if I want to gain some weight is eat all the heavy cream. You know, it's pretty easy. Oh, yeah, that's good.
And if you haven't caught on, the reason I titled this I'm Mad at Myself is because I know better. I know about the turnover of proteins. I know about the turnover of the heart, and that my body's going to strip the muscle out of other parts of my body, like my face, in order to keep me alive. I knew that. And yet, I went to such extremes that, you know, some of those videos where I'm taste testing the recipe, there's times I wouldn't even swallow. I'd spit it out. Not that it was bad, but I just didn't want the calories. So, yeah, you know, I make excuses that I was so busy taking care of the family, and it's true, I was. But then I had a moment of that to get a little calories in, and it wasn't in my eating window. You know, we all preach, don't have snacks, eat, you know, give your body a break, don't do snacks. So I didn't want to eat in between it. It's just weird. But you know what? I've heard people have told me that other influencers do that too. You know, these people eating sticks of butter, not swallowing. So maybe this will get to them. Maybe they'll see how much better I feel, how my hair looks so much better, like all that stuff, and maybe they'll want it. I am getting messages of people, you know, increasing their calories, feeling better, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to keep going just to encourage them, right? I am currently up, 12 pounds. You didn't see me at my lowest weight. Nobody did. Nobody except for my family. And that was when I was in the emergency room for those electrolyte imbalances. But I got down really low and I felt awful. But guess what? I still was excited that the scale was so low. I was like, holy crap, my new low. Yeah. At that point, I was so, the kids got the flu and then I got the flu, but I didn't feel bad except for everything tasted gross. Like I love steak and scallops, right? You guys see me eat that every day. I couldn't even stand the smell of it. Like I was like, no, I can't do it. So I never want to get to that spot again. And Craig literally thought I wasn't going to make it. And so he just is like jumping for joy because he's always wanted me to gain weight and I was always pushing back. But hey guys, I think I see it in my face too. It's not so hollow. Yeah. And I talked about this earlier, how, you know, we adopted 2 kids. Craig got sick with Lyme disease. When we first adopted the boys, Craig had to travel for work, so he flew a lot. a lot, like every other week. And I was left home with the baby boys. And let me tell you, I'm going to call them out on this. My parents only live 2 hours away. Never once did they come over to help with laundry. Never once did they come make dinner, get groceries. It was on me. And it's fine, I'm super independent. But I think that's how my life just started crumbling, you know. And I was so happy to be a mother, but it was a lot because my kids, my boys, Kai is an awesome child now, but he cried all the time if I wasn't holding him. And then Micah would get jealous and I'd have to hold his hand. And I just wanted a moment of peace. And I remember going to the bathroom and their fingers would be reaching underneath the door. And I'm like, geez, I feel like a celebrity. Now that they're teenagers, I would do anything to hold them all day. Anything. You with little kids, just know that it gets way easier, and there comes a time when you get so sad and you just want to hold those babies. It was my birthday, not lately, this was last year. And we play games like I showed you in that video. We play games every afternoon in the back. And we're sitting at the table and I started crying. And they're like, Mom, why are you crying? And I was like, because you don't need me anymore. And they're like, we're playing games with you, Mom. I was like, I know, but you know, I feel that, Craig has told me this too, you were such a good mom and taught them so much, gave them so much love that they're independent now. You know, it's good that they don't need me at 16 and Kai's only going to be almost 15. You know, they don't need me. They don't hang on me. I'm grateful that they're strong and independent. And Craig said, you did that. So he did that too. He did that too. Yeah. But there was times when he was so sick that he would just stay home and rest. And I took the boys camping everywhere. We tent camped for, I mean, probably 10 times a summer. We would go in a tent and camp when the boys were little and go fishing and do a little exploring and hikes. And oh man, that was fun. But it was sad that, you know, Craig couldn't come with me, and it was a lot doing it by yourself. But, you know, I'm a hard worker. It's good. So, yeah, we would go fishing just about every afternoon. We would have lunch, and homeschooling was much different before COVID. We had to do it. But once we were done with some homeschooling classes, we'd go down fishing, like Kai was fishing the other day. Actually, we went on people's docks that we weren't allowed on. And we would jump off if it get really hot, swim in the water. Just pure joy. Like those times, they don't want to do that with me anymore, but that was such living. Like, it made me so happy. So, yeah, seeing the scale go up 12 pounds is very intense. It's not a comfortable thing. So you taking the time to make comments on this, like I cherish those. Every single comment, whether it be 2 words or 100 words, I cherish those. And I go to them on mornings like this. I went to the first video and I read a bunch of them and my heart was just bursting with joy. And you know what I did? I made some breakfast because even though I wasn't super hungry, my hunger has gone down tremendously. I mean, 12 pounds ago, I was hungry all the time. Nothing could satiate me. And now it's like, I have to be like, time to eat. Come on, you don't want to go back to square one. Right? So again, thank you for the comments. I know you're taking time out of your day, but you're really helping me change my life. So thank you. And in this video, I get barbecue for my family. I love to cook. I'd rather smoke my own meat. And I do that. I have smoked ribs in the freezer. But Kai loves restaurant food. It's just his thing. And I even asked my dear friend and assistant, I said, should I post about us getting barbecue? And she's like, why not? You're a real person. And let me tell you, yesterday was an uber busy day. And it was great to have an uber easy meal. And we have extra in the fridge that my son Kai can just put on a baking sheet, and he puts it in the small toaster oven in our pantry. And I don't have to help him at all. He knows how to do that. So, I mean, am I perfect? Nope. Do I do my best? Yep. So that's another thing. And somebody else asked, are you going to do like carbs and carb ups? You don't have to gain weight. You don't have to. Just eating keto or carnivore, you can gain weight. And I don't even crave those things anymore. I don't want to start craving those things either. I just need to make sure that I eat when I wasn't. So no, I'll be in Rome and I doubt I'll even touch gelato. I've been there a couple times, never ate it. So yeah, just an update. I'm real. I eat barbecue from a restaurant. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out KetoMaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.